Hello everyone. Hey, I'd just like to share with you a few ways to get free wood chips. But first, before I do that, I'd like to just share with you some ways that you can use wood chips and how I use them and how other people use them. So the first way is back to eating gardening. So if you don't know about back to eating gardening, you can Google it or look it up. I'm not an expert on it, and I don't actually do it. I don't do much gardening at all, but that stuff's about to change. But here on at my place, I use these wood chips for weed control, and I throw them all over. I do have a garden, and I throw them down there. I throw them down around my trees. But you can use them for, your walkways in your garden to cover your walkways. You can use them for weed control. I met a guy that was using them for dust control. He had a lot next to his, and it was blowing dust all over in the summertime in a dry area, and he was throwing them down there. So there are a lot of uses for wood chips, and when we moved in out here, the soil was garbage. So I just been dumping wood chips on top of the soil, trying to create good soil so I can grow nice trees and have a nice garden. The first way is not really a free way, but it's easy, it's simple, and it's just having your own wood chipper. You can use your own wood chipper, make your own wood chips, but you have to own a wood chipper or purchase a wood chipper. If you don't, maybe you can borrow one from the neighbor and have some sort of deal where you mulch up all his branches and whatnot. So the cons of the wood chipper are you have to purchase it. For me, there's no way on my 5-acre piece of property that I would have enough stuff to create enough mulch or wood chips for me to use. So it's just not feasible for me. It's just I don't have enough branches to be chopping up and making enough mulch. The pros of it are it's pretty much on demand. If you got stuff laying around, you need wood chips, you just grind it up and get rid of it. Don't fill up your yard and garden garbage can with stuff. You can just mulch up all your branches and stuff like that. So that's about it with the wood chipper. I'll post a picture for those of you who haven't seen one, or what the price, here in California, what we pay for those. Also, for your wood chipper, you know what you're chipping up, you know what you're getting, you know what you're grinding up, what those wood chips are going to be comprised of and what's in it. That's also a pro for the wood chipper. The second way to get free wood chips is through tree service companies. You just find a local tree service company, call them up, ask them if they have anything going on in your area, how to get free wood chips. They might take your address down and bring them out to your house and dump a load. Those tree trucks hold 8 to 10 cubic yards of wood chips. That is a lot. I was lucky enough to get one load dumped out here, and it lasted quite a while. This, what you see here in my truck, this is about 1 cubic yard. It's a standard 6-foot bed, and I need a lot of this to cover what I need on my property. So I would love to be able to have a tree service company come out here. But the pros of the tree service company are you get a large load, it's free, it's delivered, probably dumped in your driveway or wherever you need it to be dumped. Cons of that are they are not willing to drive anywhere far. If you live out in the country like I do and you're not close to a service area, you're not getting wood chips. I've been here 2.5 years, going on 3 years, and I've gotten one load. So it's very difficult if you live far away. If you happen to live in town, it's probably very easy to get those wood chips. Also, cons with those is you don't know what's in there. It could be a lot of pine. Some people don't like to use pine. I personally haven't experienced any problems with pine needles or anything like that. Sometimes those logs are big chunks in there. They just throw whatever in their truck. Sometimes they're doing palm trees. Palm gets kind of a weird, it's very fine, kind of like sawdusty type of deal. Some people don't like that. So you never know what you're going to get in those loads. Also, I'm not sure, but maybe somebody poisoned a tree, or they had a dead tree that died of disease or something that got ground up in there. I don't know if poisons or chemicals that are in dead trees and ground up and thrown in a mulch pile are going to have any effect. I don't know if they're going to be inert, or if the compost or the decomposition is going to change that. I have no idea. Like I said, many people use it. I haven't heard any stories or anything bad about that, but that could also be a con. If you know the answer to that question, please post in the comments below. Let me know so we can share that with everyone, because like I said, I don't know, but I haven't experienced any of those problems. So there's the pros and cons of tree service companies. The third way to get free mulch or wood chips is websites. Here locally we have a website called Chip Drop, and basically they're the middleman between you and tree service companies. So it cuts out all the legwork for you, all the calling of the tree service companies. Just go onto the website, you sign up, put your address, any instructions that where you want them to dump it, what kind of stuff you want or don't want, and they have an interactive map you can look at, see where they've been dumping, where they're at, and you just sign up, and they contact you when they're going to be in your area. They're going to have a load, and next thing you know, they show up, they dump the load, and they're out of here. You may not have a website like that in your area, and you can Google it, search it. I just happened to see the website written on the side of a tree service truck, and I looked it up online. I signed up, and once again, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I haven't gotten any chip drops. They haven't even contacted me. But if you're closer into town or closer to a tree service company, hey, it's worth a try. Give it a shot. You never know. Like I said, 8 to 10 yards dumped in your driveway is much better than this. This is a lot of work. I've gotten probably about 20 loads of this stuff so far, and I still need much, much more. So and that brings me to the fourth and final way to get free wood chips, in which I do. Contact your local utility. When you see them people chopping down the branches around the power lines and stuff like that, they all need a place to dump this stuff. They don't want to go to the landfill and pay. So my local utility has a yard where they dump these chips. And so I just wanted to show you guys where I get my mulch. This is at the local public utility yard. They have a spot where all the trucks or the contractors that they have that cut around the electric lines for the trees come and dump their wood chips or mulch. And you know, it's free, so that's a pro. You have to load it yourself, and you just never know what you're gonna get. Steam coming off that pile right there. A lot of times it's very branchy like that. It's got a lot of greenery in it. It's just a wide variety of stuff that you can get. A lot of pine needles. It's free to the customers to go and load up as much as you want. They get rid of it for free, you get it for free. It's a win-win. So the pros, it's free as much as you want. And you do get to choose a little bit, selection when you pull into the lot. There's, spots with nicer mulch and not so nice mulch and branchy mulch and really fine mulch. So you kind of get to pick and choose what you want. But then again, it is, maybe you go there and there's nothing nice. So that's kind of a pro and a con, both. So like I said, it's free. Get to pick what you want. It's readily available when you want. The cons of it, you have to drive there. So depending on where you live, it may be out of your way. For me, it works out because it's on my way home from work. If I had to drive there from here, it's probably about 50 miles. I'm not going to do that. It's just a waste of gas, and it's not convenient for as much as I need. It would almost benefit me more just to pay for mulch and have somebody deliver it. But because it's on the way home from work, it's simple. I go over there, I load it up, and bring it home and unload it. And that brings me to the next con, is you have to load it and you have to unload it. So it's a little bit of work on your part, and depending on how much you need, maybe you only need one load. Right? You load it up and you're done for the year. And that's a win-win for everybody. So call your local utility, go online, go to their website, see if they have one. There's 2 locations from my local utility, and hopefully in your area you might have one too to help you with your mulch. So there you have it. There is the 4 ways, pros and cons, for you to get free wood chips / mulch.